Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I'm your other Taekook. It's a complete boy and boy FF. If you don't like my voice, mute guys. After a hectic and tiring day, the male took his car and now is driving to his mansion. While enjoying the drive, he was really tired as the work was really exhausting. He was driving as he reached his mansion. No maids and guards were today as he gave them a day of leave. He sighed as he should open the gate. He came out of the car and opened the gate. He was about to went back to the car but frowned seeing something or someone there. There was someone sitting there near the gate. He raised his eyebrows while looking at the person. He has so many enemies, so he thought maybe it's one of them. He slowly started walking towards the person, being cautious, ready to attack the person who would be sitting here in the midnight, there too on in front of his mansion. He slowly went to him and tapped on his shoulder. He raised his fist, holding his collar, but his fist freeze on the air, seeing the boy with teary, sleepy eyes looking at him. His hands loosened, leaving his collar as he looked at the boy. He saw the way the boy's eyes were flinching in his hold, the way his eyes were filled with fresh tears, and he can see fear in it. He down his hands and looked at the boy. The boy was kneeling down and backed away, seeing him. He was crying while moving back. He stood there while staring at him. For some reason, he don't like the boy's teary eyes. He don't know why he is feeling like this. Every emotion is new to him. He doesn't care about anyone in his whole life except his grandparents, but now the sudden emotion is very unknown to him. He doesn't like the tears or the scared face of the boy. He doesn't like the fear in those beautiful eyes. He kept staring at him because he don't know what to do. He never encountered such situations. He don't know what to do at that moment, or should he console the boy, but how? He never did and he don't know how to. He slowly went to the boy, kneeling down in front of him, and the boy was crying while hiding his face in his knees. He patted his head, remembering his grandma who did this in his childhood whenever he said. He started ruffling his hair softly and listened to the boy sobbing sound fading. Now he can hear muffled hiccups. He didn't stop ruffling his hair and kept doing it, understanding the boy is slowly calming down. He get proud of himself calming the other. So he thought of asking the other who he is. Hey, who are you? What are you doing here? In return, he didn't get any response as he held his chin, making the other look up. He saw the glossy eyes staring at him with weak eyes. He saw the red tinted cheeks which were soaked in his tears, look like a cherry soaked in water. The little drops of tears on his cheeks and his ear tip turned red. His swollen eyes and those eyes producing more and more tears. He kept looking at the boy who was sniffing cutely while staring at him. He wiped his tears and the other looked at him, not crying, just sniffing. Hey, don't cry, I won't do anything. What's your name? The other looked at him confused while tilting his head as the boy stared at him with wide eyes when he caressed his cheeks. Why did you come here? What happened? Did someone take you here? The other boy kept looking at his face as Tay sighed. He was getting angry for not getting response. If it was someone else, he would have done something. Telling his men to handle it, but this boy is something else that he wanna go at the boy's cuteness, looking at him confused. He doesn't even know what is happening to him. He is confused at his behavior. If it was someone else who is not giving answers, then he would have felt so angry. But this boy, he can't be even angry at him. He sighed as he looked at him, who was curiously looking at his face. Tay, is there something on my face, gorgeous? The other was still looking at him, confused as Tay looked around and stood up to look around more closely, but stopped when he got a tug on his hand and looked down, seeing the boy looking at him, pouting, his lips wobbling as he sighed and took the boy's hands to make him stand up, but the other shook his head. He looked at the boy while kneeling down as he saw a bruise on the other's leg. Tay, do you want me to carry you? Again he didn't get any response, but a small smile came to his blank face. The first time seeing the other showing his grabby hands, he gladly took him in his arms slowly, not to hurt him. He wrapped his hands under his thighs, taking him like a baby who hugged him, laying his head on his shoulder and legs dangling in the air. He walked towards the mansion gate, looking here and there, trying to find anything suspicious. He became calm and started walking to his mansion, but stopped when he saw some of the men standing in front of him while looking at him smirking. He looked at them, chuckling darkly as he stared at the boy in his arms who was clutching on his suit while looking at him. Tay, close your eyes. The boy looked at him, blinking his eyes, not understanding anything. Tay looked at the boy and put the boy's head on his shoulder and looked at him. Tay, don't open your eyes, okay? Don't open your eyes. He held the boy in his arms and looked at the men and started walking towards them. The men started panicking while looking at him, coming to them as they didn't expected it. Men, you give us the boy, we will go. Tay, you all come for the boy? Men nodded their head. Men, give us the boy or else you won't leave from here. What if I don't? Coming into my mansion and threatening me? Well, I don't have a plan to go from here. I'm already tired and mad, and you are inviting the devil itself, he said, smirking as he walked to them slowly. After some time, Tay walked into his mansion with the pretty boy in his arms as he tilted his head left and right while he was walking to his room. The pretty boy had his eyes closed, obeying the other, which made Tay chuckle at him. He patted his cheeks and caressed his hair, while the other opened his doe eyes while looking at him. He don't know whether he should be at him or laugh at him. He held him tightly in his arms as he made his way to his room. He saw the other looking around while biting on his lips and looked at him. He placed his lips on his shoulder and started nuzzling on his cloth. Tay, hey, what are you doing? Feeling the wetness, he pulled him back and saw the boy's eyes turning glossy and his lips parted, wobbling while he was about to calm him down. But he flinched while closing his eyes, hearing the loud cries of the boy. He gulped, not knowing what to do. He calmed him down while patting his back, while walking back and forth of the room and rubbed his back slowly. Tay, don't cry, shh, I'm sorry. The cries didn't went down as he placed the boy on the bed and stared at him. He held his head because he was getting angry and the crying sound wasn't helping him. He has bad anger issues and the cries were only making him more angry, but he don't know why he isn't getting angry on the boy and shout at him. He wanted to yell and shout at the boy, but he couldn't. Something is stopping him. His hurt isn't letting him do it. His hurt is stopping him from lashing out on the boy. He took a deep breath, trying to calm down, but couldn't. His head was aching. His hurt is clenching while seeing the tears. Tay, stop crying, he shouted, which made the boy stop his crying while looking at him and sobbed while holding his mouth. He curled himself into a ball on the bed, hiding his face in his legs as muffled sobs can heard from the boy, which made him guilty for shouting at him. He tried to go to him while muttering apologies, but the latter backed away, getting scared by the other. He sighed and held his hand back as he ruffled his hair, not knowing what to do. Without thinking twice, he pulled the other into his arms and the latter fell on his chest unconscious. Tae, hey, wake up, boy. Hey, come on. He became worried seeing this and quickly called the doctor and lay the boy on the bed and covered him in duets. Soon the doctor came and checked him and said, Doctor, sir, I actually wanted to talk about this boy. Tay, what happened? Is there any problem? Doctor, no, that's not. He's completely fine. But there are some bruises over his arms. Tay, he is fine, right? Doctor nodded. The doctor left after bowing as he sat on the bed while staring at the boy who seemed sleeping. He is really confused about everything. Tay point of view. Who is this boy? Why is he here in front of my mansion? Is he sent by my enemies? Is he one of them? You look innocent and naive. Sleep well, gorgeous. He caressed his hair and stood and went out of the room to the next room but stopped and come back again. He entered the same room again looking at the boy sleeping and went to take his dress from the closet and entered in the bathroom. Time skip. The sunlight peeked through the curtain, making the pretty boy who was sleeping on the bed wake up. He opened his eyes and looked around and saw someone sitting on the couch and sleeping. He seems not understanding anything. Where is he? What is he doing here? But he knows one thing, and that is he is hungry. He pouted while staring at him and sat on the bed pouting. Jungkook, isn't he the same uncle who took Cookie here? He asked himself while placing a hand on his chin. Jungkook, Cookie uncle might be tired, but Cookie is hungry, he said to himself as he pouted while looking around the room and slowly started walking to the male who is sleeping on the couch. He tapped on his cheeks as he stood there. Uncle, Cookie is hungry. Wake up. Uncle looks so handsome. He went outside and started looking here and there. Cookie got lost. Where is Uncle? He kept crying while walking, not knowing where he reached to. He don't know where he should go. He kept walking and saw the kitchen and entered inside. Time skip 2 hours later. Tae now wake up and opened his eyes, stretching his muscles and looked at the bed and saw it empty. He quickly sat up looking at the bed and stood up. He ruffled his hair and went to the bathroom and opened it, checking inside. He frowned at not seeing him and went out of the room, running through the place, checking the other rooms. He frowned and went downstairs when he heard a huge sound. He quickly went there and stood there with wide eyes, seeing the boy sitting on the floor, fully covered in flour. He had a jar on his lap while eating the cookies, and the eggs on the floor and the vegetables scattered everywhere. He sighed while looking at the boy who is eating the cookies as he didn't saw him. Tay, what are you doing? The boy looked up and saw the uncle there and smiled at him and forwarded the cookies at him. He placed a hand on his forehead and one on his waist while staring at the boy as the other was giving him cookies. He pouted while looking at him. Jungkook, uncle, the cookies is tasty. Tae, uncle? Tae looked at him in horror as Jungkook nodded while staring at him and giving him cookies. Jungkook, here uncle, have it. Tae stared at the cookies and then at the boy with wide eyes and open mouth. He gulped as he came out from his thoughts when he saw the boy crying. Tae, hey, what happened? Stop crying. Jungkook, uncle is meanie. Why uncle don't want cookies? Tae, pretty boy, I'm not your uncle. Don't call me that. Okay, okay. Look, I'm taking the cookies. Stop crying now. He said while taking the cookies from his hand as the other squealed while looking at him, clapping his hands. Tae looked at him and ruffled his hair. He had some flour and he sighed while looking at him. Tae, okay, now enough eating. Let's go and you should take a bath. He said but didn't get any response as he took the jar from him and placed it on the kitchen counter. Who looked at him? Jungkook, Cookie is hungry, uncle is meanie. Tae, I'm not your uncle, pretty boy. Please stop calling me that. Jungkook, Cookie don't know uncle's name. Tae, oh. Cookie or Cookie? Jungkook, Cookie? No, no, no. Cookie, Miss Cookie. Tae, is your name Cookie? Jungkook nodded while showing his bunny smile who chuckled at him. Tae, my name is Taehyung. Cookie, you can call me anything but not uncle. Jungkook didn't say anything and looked at him, making him sigh. Why are you not saying anything? Hey, Cookie. Cookie was looking at everywhere other than him while pouting as he looked at the baby who had a big pout on his lips. Jungkook, Cookie is hungry, he said, pointing at the jar as he stood up to take it, but Tae was fast enough to take it in his hands while shaking his head. Tae, no cookies, first take bath. He said as the other glared at him cutely as he jumped to take the jar from him. He stomped his feet on the ground like a brat and tried to take it. He held his sleeves while shaking him, throwing a tantrum, making the jar slip from his hands, and the jar fell down, breaking into pieces. Cookie flinched while looking at the broken jar. Tae stood there, blinking his eyes as everything happened in a second. Cookie's lips wobbled as his doe eyes filled with unshed tears. Those beautiful Bambi eyes turned glossy. His hands clenched in a fist as he looked at Tae while glaring at him. Jungkook, meanie, he said while glaring at him and followed behind him, who ran from there. He, after seeing the glare, ran from there while gulping but soon went back hearing the cries of the other. He saw the other crying while sitting on the floor as he immediately went to him. Tae, Cookie, what happened? He kneeled down in front of him and saw his legs were bruised. He quickly took him in bridal style and went to the couch. He was crying non-stop due to the pain as he started treating him. His cries went loud when he touched his leg as he went to the kitchen and took some chocolates and went back quickly. He handed over the chocolates to the other who stopped crying, now sniffing with the pouty lips, looking at him. He wiped his tears slowly and cupped his cheeks. Tae, don't worry, okay? Did you like it? Cookie nodded slowly as he sniffed while looking at the chocolates as he wiped his eyes as Tae slowly caressed his cheeks. He started treating him slowly while looking at the boy who was eating the chocolates. Soon he whinged while pushing him away. Cook, hurts. Tae, look, it's finished. It's okay now. Jungkook stopped sniffing and looked at Tae and smiled while yawning as he hugged him. While Tae was frozen there, seeing the boy nuzzling into his chest, he blinked his eyes and looked at Cookie, who was laying on his chest while sleeping. A small smile made a way to his lips as he took the boy gently to the upstairs. He was wearing dirty clothes as he kept a hand on his forehead, thinking what to do. Tay, what should I do, pretty boy? He sighed as he cannot change his dress. It is wrong, but he can't let him sleep like that. He took a towel while wiping his face and hands. He sighed and went to the kitchen and saw its condition and called the maids and other guards. Time skip. It was noon as the boy was still sleeping as he thought of waking him up. He made his way to the bed and sat there and caressed his hair. He somehow had changed his dress. He don't have a hurt to wake up Cookie, who is sleeping like a baby, but he have to, and he should make the other eat something. He looked at the boy who was whining when he called him. Hey, wake up, Cookie. Wake up. He patted his shoulder and caressed his hair. Wake him up as the boy woke up from his sleep, slowly opening his eyes. He opened it slowly while looking at Tae and clung to his arms as he lay on his chest while hugging his waist. He yawned and again went to sleep, but Tae made the whining baby wake up by ruffling his hair. Tae, hey, wake up, Cookie. Cookie, wake up. He made him sit on the bed, holding his arms and caressed his hair as Cookie hugged him tightly. He opened his eyes and looked at him with a pout on his lips while hugging him. Jungkook, sleepy Tae, Cookie, sleepy. Tae smiled, hearing Tae from his mouth as he made him stand on the bed. Tae, Cookie can sleep after eating. Come, let's go. Jungkook pouted but nodded as Tae took him to the bathroom and handed him dress and towel. But the other didn't go and kept staring at him. Tae, what happened, Cookie? Shook his head and went inside quickly without taking the dress. Tae shook his head and kept everything there and went out of the room. It's been 1 hour he is sitting on the couch of the living room, but he didn't saw Cookie coming as he made his way to the room. He knocked on the room for a few times but didn't hear anything from inside. He became worried and quickly entered inside and heard water sound from the bathroom. He knocked on the door, calling Cookie, who didn't said anything. Tae, Cookie, are you done bathing? Cookie? Cookie, hearing no response from the other, he became worried. It's been 1 hour, and what is this boy doing inside? But suddenly he heard Cookie calling him. He became more worried and quickly entered inside. He opened the door quickly as he stood there with a shocked face, seeing the boy playing in the water and with the bubbles. Jungkook, Tae, bubbles, bubbles. Come, let's play. Tae don't know what to say anymore as he stood there while looking at him. He was confused about everything, seeing the other playing with bubbles like a baby. He don't know what to do at this moment. He just stared at him with wide eyes while looking at him as he became a statue, seeing the boy playing. Tae, Cookie, what are you doing? Jungkook, I am playing Tae. Tae, what playing? Did you take a bath? Jungkook, bath? Cookie don't know how to take a bath. Why Tae didn't come to help Cookie? Tae, what help? Jungkook, oh Tae, you don't know anything. Cookie don't know how to take bath. Tae should help Cookie, he said, splashing the water and looked at the bubbles and giggled while looking at him. Tae blinked his eyes, standing there, and quickly went from there. He sat on the bed thinking about everything. Tae, what's happening here? He called the doctor immediately because he don't know what's happening right now. He somehow made the other change his dress by pampering him, telling that if he does it on his own, he will get chocolate, and the little one immediately obeyed him. He saw the other sleeping on the bed after playing a lot, cawed at the little baby, and leaned down slowly, placing a kiss on his forehead. The doctor is a friend of him and a trusted one who explained to him everything, and he finally understood everything. He looked at the boy who was hugging him as he caressed his hair. The doe-eyed male opened his eyes and looked around as his eyes turned glossy, noticing he is alone now. He started crying. Soon the door opened and the male entered inside while looking at him. Hey, what happened, baby? Jungkook, Tay. The boy looked so adorable while looking at him with teary eyes which was sparkling. His tiny hands closed in fist while clenching on the duet. Quickly went to him, hugging him tightly while placing him on his lap. It's been 2 weeks after that, and now they become more close with each other. He looked at his bun, who is on his chest, and a smile come to his lips. A smile nobody ever seen. A smile in which come to his lips because of his little one. He caressed and kissed his hair softly. He cupped his face, wiping his tears softly, and kissed his cheeks. As he took his baby and stood up and went downstairs, he sat on the dining table while the maids served the breakfast. Bun, being the little naughty one, get up from his lap and started running from him. Bun, where are you going? Come here. Bodyguards were shocked seeing him behaving like this. First time they are seeing him being soft towards someone. Jungkook, catch me if you can, Tete, he said, showing his tongue to the other, while stood on the couch, jumping on it while clapping his hands. He took the pillow and threw at him, who catched it while shaking his head. He smirked and held his hands, pulling him on his arms, but the latter just pushed him and ran from there. Tay, baby bun, once I catch you, you will be punished badly, little one. Jungkook, Tete, no punishment. Cookie is a good boy. Tay, really? Then come to Tete. Jungkook, no, Tete should catch Cookie. Tay, but Cookie is a good boy, right? Then come to Tete. He said slowly, walking towards him, and took him in his arms while picking him up as he held his neck while looking at him pouting. Jungkook, Tete, it's not fair, he said, whining while struggling to get out from his arms, but the hold tightened on his waist. Big pout come to his lips while staring at Tae and looked away from him. Tae chuckled fondly and placed him on his lap while feeding him. Tae was taking a shower as after he bathed his bun, who is now sitting on the bed. After some time, he came out of the bathroom and looked at the room, which was completely a mess. The Papers scattered on the floor while the little baby is drawing something while laying on the floor. He saw Tae and showed his bunny smile at him. He quickly ran to him while holding the paper and showed it to him. Tae, Bun, what is this? Jungkook, Tae, look what Cookie drew. Smiled seeing his cuteness as he looked at him. How can he angry at his adorable bun? No, he can't. He cupped his face and placed a kiss on his forehead, making the boy blush. A red color come to his cheeks while looking at him with sparkling eyes. Tae, it's so beautiful, baby. Gook, really? Do you know? Tete, this is me and this is Tete. Te, oh my bub is really talented. Jungkook, thank you Tete, he said while looking down as Tae chuckled while hugging him close to his chest. Hey, no matter what happens, I won't let you go away from me, Bun. You trapped me in your beauty, little one. They are right now in the car going for shopping as both sat on the back seat while the little one bragging about what and all he wanted. But the car stopped suddenly, making the little one flinch, and he bent forward and hit his head on the front seat. But before that, a hand was kept on his head. Hey, Bub, are you alright? Jungkook nodded slowly while sniffing. Mr. Koi, where the heck were you looking while driving? Why did you stop the car? He yelled at the driver while caressing his bub's hair, who was scared. Mr. Koi, I'm sorry, sir, but look there. They looked at friend and saw a car in front of them placed there not moving. He smelled danger as he became cautious. He held his bub more close to him while looking here and there. He knows that it must be one of his enemies. He gritted his teeth, getting furious. He saw some men surrounding the car and he saw his bodyguards fighting. But the men in his side weren't enough to fight with them. He looked at his bub, who was snuggled in his chest. Tay, bub, look at me. Gook slowly opened his eyes and looked at him with tears in his eyes. It's alright, baby. I'm here, right? You are Tete's good boy, right? So my baby will listen to me, right? Jungkook. Cookie always listen to Tete. Tay, okay, so my baby should sit here while Tete go out and show them their place and come back, okay? Jungkook, are they lost? They don't know their way to home. Tay, no baby, they forget where their house is. So Tete will go and show them where their house is. He said while tugging his hair behind his ear and kissed on his forehead. Jungkook, oh then go Tete, show them their home. Tay, but Cookie shouldn't come out. Jungkook, why? Tay, you promised Tete. You will listen to me. Jungkook, okay, he said while slowly nodding, pouting. Tae smiled and again kissed on his forehead and come out of the car as his face turned blank while looking at them. He removed his coat while throwing it on the ground. He pulled his sleeves up and started walking to them. Jungkook curiously looked at his Tae, but he gasped seeing everything. After some time, Tae come back into his car like nothing happened and saw his bun looking at him with wide eyes. He chuckled at his adorable bub, who was nothing but just his little baby bun, his happy pill. Jungkook, Tiger, Tae, what bub? Jungkook, Tiger, when you were fighting, you look like a tiger. Tae, Tae, really? Tae look like a tiger? Jungkook nodded at him with a bunny smile. Jungkook, Cookie will call you tiger. My Tae is a tiger. He said happily, bouncing on the seat. The tears faded away into the thin air as he chuckled while holding in his arms. Soon they went to a park. Apart from the huge fight that happened, they were happy. Mainly his little one was happy and excited. Both were walking hand in hand as Cookie was busy looking here and there and saw two people who was kissing each other. He was confused seeing them. He kept staring at them, not understanding what they are doing. He pouted and held Tae's sleeves, who looked at him. Tae, what happened, bub? Jungkook, Tiger, what are they doing? He said, pointing at somewhere while Tae looked away from them and sighed. He held his bub's tiny hands ready to go from there. Tae, it's nothing, bub, let's go, Jungkook, no, what's it, Tiger? What are they doing? Tae, my bub, it's nothing, baby. Jungkook, no, Cookie wants to know. I won't come until Tae tell me. Tae, bub, don't make me angry. Jungkook, Cookie's angry too, he said, making the other sigh as he ruffled his hair. What is he going to explain him? Well, how the hell he would make his bub understand? He is just his little one, he is innocent. He shouldn't know about these things. These thoughts are coming to his mind. He took a deep breath and looked at his bub, standing there with his arms crossed on his chest. No matter what, he knows that he won't get angry at the other, but sometimes his anger issues become a cause to it. But he is trying to control it as much as he can. He don't want to do something that he would surely regret later. He cupped his cheeks softly and looked at him. Tay, my bub, okay, Tete will tell everything to you. But not now. Once we reach home, I will tell everything to you, okay? He said as the other nodded, still pouting. Tay, now give me that big bunny smile. Jungkook showed his big bunny smile at him as Tay cawed while caressing his cheeks. After that, they went back home as Jungkook immediately looked at him and held his sleeves while stopping him in the living room. Tae, what bub? Jungkook, now tell Cookie, what that Nuna and Hyung doing? Tae, it's come here, baby. He sat on the couch while making his bun sit on his lap, who curiously looked at him. Jungkook, what are they doing, Tiger? Cookie wants to know. Tae, my little bub, you want to know what they were doing? Then listen, bub. They were kissing Bun. Jungkook, kissing? Tae, yes, bub. They do that because they love each other. Jungkook, oh, then don't Tiger love Cookie? Tae, of course, Tiger loves Cookie a lot. Jungkook, no, Tay don't love Cookie. Tay, what are you saying, bub? Of course, Tay loves you a lot. You are my life, baby. Jungkook, then why don't Tiger kiss Cookie if you love Cookie? Tay, but I do kiss you, baby. Jungkook, no, you don't. Tay kissed his forehead and cheeks and looked at him, but in return, he got a glare from the boy. Jungkook, you don't love Cookie, he said with glossy eyes while looking at him. Tay, bub. Jungkook, you didn't kiss me. I'm mad at Tay. Tay. But I kiss you, baby, right now. Jungkook, yes, but Tiger didn't kiss Cookie here. He said, pointing at his lips while pouting. Tay gulped while staring at him, looking at his lips. But soon he smirked. Tay, so Bunny wants Tiger to kiss you, right? Jungkook nodded with closed eyes and his hands crossed on his chest. Tay let out a chuckle, seeing his cuteness. Tay, on lips. Again get a nod from the other as he cupped his face. Tay, open your eyes, bub, he said while leaning towards him, while caressing his lower lips ever so slowly. Jungkook, Tiger, a blush crept on his cheeks while seeing his Tiger so close to him. He held his shoulder, still confused because he don't know how to kiss. Tay slowly leaned in and pecked his lips with his softly, his first ever kiss. He slowly backed away and smirked, seeing the red color spread over his chubby cheeks. He is proud of himself as he chuckled again while seeing him not opening his eyes. He caressed his waist as his bub opened his eyes slowly and looked at him. Jungkook, Tiger, you didn't kiss me. Tay, I did, bub. Jungkook, but this is not what Cookie saw. Tay, what did you see, baby bun? Jungkook, Cookie don't know, he said but leaned in, trying to kiss him. He pecked his Tay-Tay's lips so many times and backed away. Tay blinked his eyes slowly while looking at him and he couldn't able to control anymore and captured his plumpy lips into his and kissed him passionately. The kiss was nothing but with love and tenderness. He kissed him softly while Cookie smiled at the kiss, holding his shoulder and let his tiger do what he wants. Soon after an eternity, they broke the kiss and both panted heavily. Jungkook, Tiger, Cookie wants to learn how to kiss. Will you teach Cookie? Tay smirked at him and again pecked his lips. Tay, gladly, my bub. The end. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like my story, please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to comment, guys. See you in next story. Bye bye.